All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our information session, the first one for the mini grants program for 2024. We did do this program once back in 2022, and we're really excited to have that brought back. It is sponsored by Freeport-McMoRan this year and Aho Center for Sustainable Agriculture as well. Today we'll go over what the mini grant program is, the kinds of grants that are available, a quick overview of the application and kind of how it works, as well as important dates for getting applications submitted. There's going to be a quick how-to on making a simple budget for the amount of the grant. And I'll go ahead and share some of our 2022 recipients before we end in a question and answer session. So the mini grants program is meant to provide different dollar amounts of grant money to current and future business owners. Each of the grants that are provided are meant to help farmers, ranchers, wild food foragers, art food vendors, artists, craftsmen, even gardeners. The initiative is meant to support emerging businesses as well as pre-existing businesses, and it is also available for nonprofits as well if you are wanting to start a community garden or have one at a school. And this is open to all individuals. You don't have to have an LLC because this is for people who are also starting their businesses, but you do need to be 18 in order to be able to submit your application and be eligible. The wonderful thing about these grants is that they provide really endless opportunities for aspiring startup companies, as well as for hobbyists who might want to spend more time doing what they enjoy. They also help us to foster our community engagement. They promote and contribute to sustainability, and also the best part of it is that they contribute to the economic development in I'm so sorry. They continue their economic development within our region. So there are 3 grant types that are offered. Each of the Tohono O'odham Mini Grants is distinct. They're tailored to address specific needs and as well as foster growth. The first one is a max of $1,000 for the grant. It's meant for equipment. This is a really good grant if you're wanting to purchase furniture or say a tent so you can participate in the farmers markets, or ordering things that will allow people to see your business. If you have a storefront, you can signage or tools for your job as well. The second one is for capacity building. It is also a max of $1,000. The capacity building grant is meant to provide funding for educational programs, marketing strategies, media guidance, and any initiative that's aimed at strengthening the capacity that the organization or business is able to provide. This can be used for sorry guys, this can be used for all kinds of different things, as well as for helping to do trainings and ensuring that everything that you need to know is there for you to be able to build off of. The third and final grant is the Business Improvement Grant. This one has a max of $3,000. The grant for business improvement is meant to help businesses do larger projects. So for gardens, this could be installing irrigation systems. This could be purchasing trailers to haul equipment. It could be having your website created and revamped or making it more accessible. It can also include things like renting equipment if there's something that you need to do, but you don't need to have that equipment all the time. This one's very good for gardens because they do have some higher costs, but there are definitely many businesses that could benefit from it. When you go to fill out your application, these will open on April 1st. You'll want to have some information with you, or at least nearby for access. You want to know which grant you are wanting to apply for. You're going to want to provide information on how you would use the grant money, a simple budget for the amount of the grant that you would be applying for, and then any documents that you might have for your business. If you have a current business plan, if you have historic finances, if you have any marketing ideas or any plans that you've already got in the works for that, any designs for your business, whether that's a garden design or jewelry, all of those things are going to be really important for your application. Once they do open on April 1st, you can access it from our Facebook page. Though there will be a link, and it is going to be also on it'll be through SurveyMonkey, and you can scan the QR code, which will be up on our Facebook as well, to go ahead and get access to this. It can be accessed on a laptop, desktop, even on a cell phone. The online application is really simple to fill out, and I will go ahead and show you. The application, it has all of the basic information regarding the Tohono O'odham Mini Grants program. It does go over each of the grants if you want to have a little bit of a refresher on that. And it does give some information regarding some of the rules. Any awardees will be announced in June. They are administered on the basis of reimbursement. So you would make the purchase first and then bring your receipts, and then you would be reimbursed from there. Once the application is open, each one of these will be able to be filled out. So you'll want to go ahead and fill in your business name, your either the applicant name or the point of contact, if that's different, email address, phone number, and then some other basic personal information on there. If you have an existing business, you'll want to go ahead and put that in here and explain what it is. If you are starting a new business, give as many details as you can as to what that new business idea is. You'll go ahead and continue to down on this and fill out each one of the questions. At the end of the application, there is a section for the documents that I recommend that you have with you, whether that's business plan, finances, marketing. Those won't be uploaded directly to the application, but you will email them actually to myself at emily.ahocsa@gmail.com. Once you filled out that application, I would immediately send those in if you've got them available. All right. The really, really important dates that I think everybody needs to remember on this is, of course, applications are open April 1st. On April 12th, we will be having another information session. This one will be in person. However, it's going to be at our storefront in Cells and the Bashes Plaza. If you take a look at our Facebook, we can get an address posted up there for everybody as well. On the 24th of April, we're going to be doing another online session. If there's any questions that anybody has, between now and then, you can email those to me, but you can also hop on to the online session and any questions will be answered for you then as well. April 30th is going to be the last day to put in your application. When this date approaches, if you haven't put in your application yet, but definitely want to make sure that you're getting that in by the 30th. You can still email your documents to me on the 30th or on May 1st, but definitely want to get those in as pretty much as soon as you've entered in your application. Now in June or July, we're going to contact all of the awardees. And then after that, later on, there will be an announcement made on our website as well as on our Facebook page that gives more information regarding the awardees, their business, and anything else that we have to share. When you are creating a simple budget to add into your application, you want to make sure that it's really going to be based upon the award amount, at least the maximum award amount. I can go back here. If you don't remember, the equipment was a max of 1,000, capacity building was a max of 1,000, and business improvement was a max of $3,000. When you have your budget, you'll want to set that dollar amount. So if you're going for the largest of 3,000, that'll be your budget amount. You want to break down how you plan on using that budget, whether it's for equipment or whether it's for building a website. You'll want to break it down as much as possible into small chunks. Each of those chunks, you'll then go in and estimate those costs for the items. Sometimes you can get a set price depending on what it is that you're wanting to purchase. Sometimes it's just an estimate. Most suppliers will provide a quote if you're buying something in bulk, but that's not always the case. And so you really want to make sure that you're doing diligent research on pricing for those suppliers to ensure that your grant money goes as far as possible. After you've gone in and estimated those costs and done all of that research, you'll want to take a look at the total for that estimate. If the estimate for some reason is over what the max grant amount is, I recommend going back in, seeing if you can get discounts for ordering more, or see if you can get away with ordering less. If you can't, look for separate suppliers unless you are very set on using certain suppliers. Changing them can provide a much different outcome when it comes to price. Once all of that's been done, you can make any adjustments that you need to on the budget, whether that's changes to quantities, dollar amounts, estimates, etc. And that'll go ahead and break down everything really easily for you to see. And then if you are to be awarded the grant money, then that would give you a really good timeline and basis to work off of. All right. So 2022 was the last time we did this. We had so many wonderful applicants back in 2022, and this is not all of them either. This is just 4 of them. We had Autumn, she's actually the owner of Lady Warrior Energy. She is from the San Miguel community. She utilized her grant to expand her business to be able to provide her services in more places to more people and to also enhance her training. Krishna and Angelica were able to get their garden and everything set up at the Indian Oasis Primary School. They wanted to put that in to give not only themselves as teachers, but the students and parents somewhere out as well to have a place where they can gather, learn, and grow. Juki, who is one of our own, he is the owner and operator of Locomotion, and he does lots of art. He does have that art printed out on t-shirts, stickers, and various prints. He was able to utilize his grant to purchase new equipment to do to actually make shirts himself instead of having to outsource, as well as making embroidery on hats and things like that as well. And then last but not least of these four was Benjamin. He is a podcast YouTuber. He creates various videos and just audio clips for people to go in and listen. His focus is on community outreach, creating connections through that sharing of information, opening conversations, as well as giving everybody a place for their own expression and himself. When he was awarded the grant in 2022, his goal was to upgrade his equipment, start to create some merchandise, and hopefully establish a studio for him to record in, because podcasts definitely do require that. All right. Does anybody have any questions? So you can put them in the chat if you want, or if you'd like, you can unmute yourself and ask there as well.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to let you know that I know we stated that the application will start April 1st, but since you're all here today, I did put that link in the chat for you all to access, as well as Emily's email. If you don't have questions right now, but something comes up, then definitely feel free to reach out to us.
All right. Any questions?
Hello, this is Jesse Garcia. I work with Aho CSA, and I just wanted to put in my input on these grants. Over the past years, they have done this grant proposal a couple of times, and they really, if you're really starting, if you're willing to start a business, or just to have that extra hand and help of starting, this program or this grant that they're offering is really good. On my part-time at home, I do run a garden that I've used these grants money that Aho provided, and these have really expanded my planting area. I was able to get equipment, supplies, fencing, just the stuff, I guess, in general that you would need to start a whole nursery business. That's where my goal is on my own time, is to start a nursery that I'm trying to run and focus on from my training and skills that I've learned from this program. And that's coming along pretty well. I mean, it's been a long road trying to get everything all together, but I think this year and probably next year will be the ones I'll be starting to launch it and get it going. I do help out small gardeners just to kind of get myself out there. I guess it's a whole learning process of trying to get that community buildup, of trying to, establish potential buyers and potential, users or people that, are willing to, accept my advice, or, I can offer, my advice to them, and, plant trees or roses, seedlings, or just anything in general. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that because I know that you've been working with CSA longer than I have, so I'm happy to hear you speak on that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, if there are not any other questions, if no one has anything else to share, then we will call it for today. Please go ahead and send me an email if you do think of any questions. I know that that was put into the chat. You can also find that on our Facebook page as well. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Have a good day.